Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Ruach Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is A Great Earthquake. And this is based off of scriptures dealing with this situation. And I was watching Elder Pastor's video that he did. I forgot the name of it. And he kind of touched on it, but he was going into, I believe that was the Revelation, the 8th chapter breakdown. And he mentioned about the earthquake, and he went into different precepts dealing with that earthquake. So I kind of wanted to, I guess for lack of better words, give my 2 cents, or as the scripture says, skillfully adding to the apostles' video that he did. And you can watch it. I believe it's called Revelation 8 chapter. You can go to his page. It's one of the latest videos he actually put up. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off in the book of Haggai. But before we get started, brother Priest Zakar from the New York camp just sent me a video of this Edomite looking woman. She looks like an Edomite. I don't know if she is an Edomite or not, but pretty much, she was going into the whole COP27 meeting, and how, brothers been speaking about it. A couple of brothers sent me some stuff on it, how they just dedicated a new 10 commandments on top of Mount Sinai, where the original 10 commandments were. And then he also sent me another video with used to be a call for an uprising. Now he got a different name that he has for his channel. And pretty much what I was thinking about, which the chick mentioned, and he actually mentioned also, was I was thinking about the Georgia Guidestones, because they also had so-called 10 so-called commandments, and the guy from Call for an Uprising, he mentioned Moses and how he smashed the stones, the two tables of stones, which when he did that, pretty much what he did was he smashed the 2 tables of stone, ground them up, put them in water, and made Jake drink it down, and pretty much this is what the devil is doing right now, is they're, making the world, forcing down the throats of the world this new 10 commandments, or this satanic anti-Messiah system. Now, he said that they actually did a mock, some Amalekite did a mock smashing of 2 actual stones, because pretty much what they're doing is they're ushering in the New World Order by getting rid of the old world order. And the old world order was established upon the principles, so-called, of Christianity, but white supremacist Christianity. So now they're going into the next phase. Now, they didn't mention this. I mean, they did mention the Georgia Guidestones, but they didn't mention this, because what I thought about when the spirit in my mind was when they demolished, or when they said, that the building of the 10 commandments was, they demolished the old site, of the 10 commandments down in Georgia, because they were done with that phase. And when the guy from Call for an Uprising mentioned the smashing of the tables of Moses, which I didn't think about at the time, that was, that brought it to the next phase, because when Moses did that, he smashed the tables of the commandments, and then he went and got 2 more. The Most High told him to come back up to get 2 more of the same, not a difference, because these devils are trying to set up everything on the earth like the Most High set it up for us. So the taking down of the Georgia Guidestones, to me, is the kind of synonymous or mimicking what Moses did on, when he smashed the 10 commandments, the tablets, and then went back and got 2 more. So they're trying to do that on the left-hand side, So the Georgia Guidestones already served their purpose. It was just an introduction to the New World Order. Now, she also mentioned the Noahide laws, which Elder Apostle Gabar, he had gone over that. He had done a couple of videos on that. I mean, I don't know how well it would go doing lessons on that because of all of the, sensitivity of the algorithms. So this is one of the many reasons why the Lord is going to destroy this place, and he's going to cause this great earthquake to reset everything up back into the proper order. Now, when we go to the book of Haggai, chapter 2, right, and verse 6, the Lord told Haggai, "For thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, by Shemel Shai of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land." All right, so what is it speaking about? This is going back. No, this is a future prophecy. And he said, I will shake the heavens and the earth pretty much like he did in the past. When we go to Exodus 19, and this was all, this was after the deliverance from Egypt. And, all of this was what ushered in the known world at the time to be fully introduced to the Most High Yahweh's name. All right. So Exodus chapter 19, I just got a couple of precepts I wrote down, to go into, and I'll just go as far as the Spirit allows. Exodus 19 and 14, and Moses went down from the mountain to the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes because they didn't want to speak to Moses anymore. They wanted to speak to the Most High directly. So the Lord gave Moses a set of instructions to do for the people to get themselves prepared to come see the Lord. And he said unto the people, be ready against the 3rd day, come not at your wives. And it came to pass on the 3rd day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. So they were scared, they were nervous because of this great sight, this introduction. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with the Most High, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke whereof ascended as a smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. So the Lord is saying that, see, this was the introduction of the Lord back then, after the Red Sea, introducing that name to the world, because the name was known, it just wasn't well known when you understand the scripture in Exodus 6 and 3. And that was an introduction. What we're going through right now is an introduction into the whole world, the whole earth, knowing who the power of the heavens is, which is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. So he's going to shake the earth once again like he did back then. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12, and let's start at 23. It says, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to the power, the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect, the elect are being made perfect through the different trials and tribulations they're going through the defending of the gospel. It says, and to Yahweh Shai, the mediator of the new covenant, because Yahweh Shai made it all possible through the gift and permission of the Most High Yahweh, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel, right? Because the sprinkling of Yahweh Shai's blood speaking better things than that of Abel, because when Yahweh Shai went up there, he gave an account of everything that went down, that it was successful. Abel, when he went before the throne of the Lord, told the Lord, Abel's the one that killed me. He's the one that did this to me, blah, blah, so on and so forth, which the Lord already knew anyway. See that you refuse not him that speaketh, for if they escape not who refuse him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven. Right, because the scriptures say, he that despiseth not man, but the Most High. Because the Lord is the one that sent us. He's the one that inspired us and gave us the ability to do these things and to speak and teach these things. So if you're rejecting the words that are being taught, you're pretty much rejecting Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. What the hell are you talking about? Judah is one of the 12 tribes of the Semitic peoples who are called blacks and African Americans, not the only tribe. I know that. We know that. There's 12 tribes altogether. What's your major malfunction? Anyways, whose voice then shook the earth. See, when he spoke, the earth shook. But now he hath promised, saying, yet once more. See, yet once more. I shake not the earth only, but also the heavens. And what's going to do that? Those missiles, when they pelt upon the earth, they're going to cause the whole earth to rock to and fro and shake. You know? This is so once more. So he shook it already. Then he said he's going to shake it again. Because there's going to be a whole lot of shaking going on when the time comes. And this word, yet once more, signified the removing of those things that are shaken. And what are the things that are going to be shaken? The kingdoms of these heathen nations. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold on to this because I'm almost positive it might be here. But I could be wrong because we didn't really read this earlier. No, actually the second chapter. Just bear with me 1 second. No, that's not it. It was, just bear with me 1 second. No, what was it? It was something we were going over earlier. Okay, let's try this. All right, I don't know if that's it, but it might be in here. But it says, and this word yet once more signified the removing of those things that are shaken, which are what? The heathen kingdoms of the earth, as of things that are made, right? Because they are made, the Lord set them up, now he's going to take them down. But the way he's going to take them down is pretty much by shaking them, like you shake, a fig tree and the figs fall off of it. So the whole power structure of Esau is going to be shaken by the Most High. So ain't nobody going to take this devil down except the Lord. You have nations that think they're going to take Esau down. You ain't going to take Esau down. You have Israelites that think they're going to be able to fight against Jake. That ain't going to happen. And those things which cannot be shaken may remain, right? Because the elect are going to remain, and the nation of Israel is going to be reestablished on the earth, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Wherefore, we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, see? And this is what's coming. So this kingdom is going to be shaken, moved out the way, so that the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai can be reestablished on the earth. Let us have grace whereby we may serve the Most High acceptably with reverence and godly fear. Right. So we're going to serve the Lord with reverence and with godly fear. Why? Because the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be inside of us. No longer are we going to go off anymore. This is what the whole metamorphosis is all about. The metamorphosis is nothing more than a fancy word for change. We're going to be changed into a new creature, which is going to be a human flesh. It's going to be like an extraterrestrial body. It's going to be a human body, but better, stronger. This flesh is going to be changed to a incorruptible flesh, and the Our mind is going to be changed from the flesh, from the stony heart to the fleshy heart. And then the laws are going to be inserted into our inward parts as a mechanism of programming us to do the right thing completely. As to right now, we're programmed to do the wrong thing when we go to Romans chapter 8. And then I believe that's in Ecclesiastes 17, where he said he taught them good and evil. And Elder High Priest Jacob always used to go into that we had to learn the wicked side of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He always taught that. Romans 8 and 20, for the creature, which is us, was made subject, meaning under the rule of, to vanity, under wickedness, not willingly, because we didn't want to go off, but the Lord had a purpose. But by reason of him, the Most High Yahweh, who have subjected the same in hope. So the same way we were subjected to vanity, not willingly, we're going to be subjected to hope, And it's all the plans of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So it says back in Hebrews 12:28, wherefore we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, let us have grace whereby we may serve the Most High acceptably with reverence and godly fear. For our power is a consuming fire. And that's why he's going to be in the missiles. His spirit, his presence is going to be in the missiles when they begin to be shot off. Now let's go back to Haggai chapter 2 and 7. And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come. And this is, in Peter's, where it speaks about the heavens that are now and the earth by the same word are reserved unto fire. And the heavens is a representation of the heathen kingdoms, the heathen rulerships. All right? Because heaven is either the heavens up in the skies, or where the Most High dwells, the spirit realm, or a condition played out on the planet Earth. It says, and I will fill this house with glory, saith the Lord of hosts. Yeah, because the Lord is going to glorify the feet. He's going to glorify his footstool, which is the earth, by magnifying his son Yahushai, the Israelites, and his name, his name first, of course, and the law, statutes, and commandments will be magnified to magnify him. It says, the silver is mine and the gold is mine, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai of hosts. The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former. Right? Because when the kingdom of heaven is established, everything is going to be greater than it was before, because the tabernacle and the sanctuary and everything before were earthly. When the kingdom is established, the Most High and Yahushua are going to be actually the tabernacle, the temple. That's why Yahushua said, "O Lord, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven," because the whole setup of the temple and the sanctuary and the Holy of Holies was given to Moses as a blueprint of something that is in the heavens, which is going to be transferred to the earth once Yahushua comes back and takes his rightful place on the planet, and forevermore. And then everything's going to be reestablished. All right, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua of hosts, and in this place will I give peace. Yeah, because there is no peace on the earth right now. This ain't no peaceful world. Inside joke. Saith the Lord of hosts. Now, let's go from there to the book of Revelation. Because Yahushua has to come back, take down the rulers that are ruling right now to establish his kingdom. That's why he's known as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Revelation 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Right, what are the clouds? The chariots. The same way he left is the same way he's coming back. He was translated, abducted, brought up into heaven, into a cloud, which is a chariot, a so-called UFO, UAP, whatever you want to call it, the strange phenomenon. And he's coming back the same way, and every eye shall see him. Why? Because the whole world is going to acknowledge who he really is. It's like no longer the lies, the deception, the fake, anti-Messiah spirit. No longer the so-called white man getting, credit for being the Most High, his son, the angel, so on and so forth. And they also which pierced him, meaning the ones that actually pierced him when he was on the cross, they're going to be here, which proves reincarnation. Just this one verse alone proves reincarnation, because you don't have 2,000-year-old men walking around still dressed in Roman garb with spears, walking around with canes, 2,000 years old, just waiting for the Lord, for Yahushua to come back and finish turning them to dust. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of death and destruction when Yahushua comes back. You know, there's going to be a whole lot of slow singing and flower bringing when the Lord starts ringing. All right, now let's go back. I'm sorry. Now let's go to Matthew. Oh, this is beautiful right here. Matthew chapter 27. Now check this out, because Yahushua is coming back with the clouds, right? Now when we go to Matthew 27 and 45, right? This is the when Yahushua was crucified. Now from the 6th hour there was a darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour. There was an eclipse, because this was a major event that was taking place. And about the 9th hour, Yahushua cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani? That is to say, my power, why hast thou forsaken me? And this is written in the book of Psalms, the 22nd chapter, because it was a future prophecy for Yahushua to say that. And that's a whole lesson right there in itself of why Yahushua said what he said. Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, this man calleth for Elias, because when you break down Eli, Alayah, it sounds like Elijah's name. But Alayah means my power. Why hast thou forsaken me? And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave to him to drink. The rest said, let be. Let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Yahushua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the spirit. It says here ghost, but we know it's a spirit. There's nothing ghostly about the Holy Spirit or the Spirit. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom. Why? Because the veil of the temple was where you entered the Holy of Holies, the high priest, every year to present the blood of the atonement for the nation of Israel. Yahushua covered that when he, crucified. No, he's crucified. And what? And the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. So Yahushua left. There was an earthquake. He's coming back with a major earthquake that's going to rock the whole planet. All right? Which I jumped the gun. I should have just, went to here first. But, let me see something. Let's go. Matter of fact, now let me leave that for later, Lord's will. Let's go to Revelation chapter 6 now. Revelation 6 and 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. And what was this great earthquake? This was the missiles pelting down on the earth. Whenever you watch, there's a video called Tsar Bomba, which is TSAR, and then bomba is bomb with an A at the end. And it's, I believe it's a Russian bomb, like a nuclear bomb test. And it shows it hitting the mushroom cloud coming, and then you see I forget what that's called. It's a vibration, the movement that comes with it. And you can see everything shaking, because when them missiles hit, those warheads hit, it's going to shake the whole planet. Whenever there's like bombs drop, they cause earthquakes. Some are so great that they cause tsunamis. It says, and the sun became black as sackcloth. Why? Because of the smoke and the soot of hair from the missiles. And the moon became as blood. Why? Because, the soot and the smoke is going to block everything out. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Right. Because even in Isaiah, the 34th chapter, it describes the missiles as figs falling from a fig tree. in an arcing fashion. Because that's how the missiles are shot. From one side of the world to the other. They arc. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, right? And that's what they call a mushroom cloud. It says, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place because all of America is going to be destroyed. And the governments of the world, which represents mountains, are going to be moved out of their way because Yahushua is coming to take them down. And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains because they're going to go into their shelters. And this is talking about the elite, so-called elite. All right? So you can read the rest of that. Matter of fact, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, which is the Most High, and from the wrath of the Lamb, which is Yahushua. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So the Lord is going to, on one master stroke, he's going to accomplish a lot of things. The salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel and the destruction of Esau and the reestablishing of the kingdom of heaven on earth. Now let's go from there to Revelation chapter 11, because remember, Yahushua is coming back. All right? No, I'm sorry. Let's go to Isaiah 24. And 17. It says, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth, or inhabitant of the earth. Yeah, because this is what's going to bring in the new world, the true new world, which is the world of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the Israelites. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, because there's no escaping this. Inside joke. And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. Right, because there's no escape. Anywhere you turn, there's no escape. Amos 5 tells you that. You flee from the face of a serpent, and a bear got him, and a snake bit him, or, there ain't no escaping. For the windows from on high are open. Why are the windows from on high open? Because the Lord is going to open up the ozone layer to allow the missiles to have their course. Because the ozone layer is pretty much a protective field around the earth to keep the outer atmosphere from entering into the inner atmosphere. So the Lord is going to open it up like he did when he dropped the flood, the waters from the heavens, and when he dropped the fire from heaven on Sodom and Gomorrah. And the foundations of the earth, what? Do shake. Because everything is going to shake in that day. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly from the vibration, the noise and pestilence. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, right, from the missiles hitting it. And the Lord, the angels of the Lord are going to keep the earth from exploding, because the earth abideth forever. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. And that's why the Lord is bringing it, because when we read Isaiah 13, it speaks about the wickedness that the Lord is going to come to visit upon this earth, just like he did during the time of Genesis, when he saw the wickedness of man, that it was great upon earth. And they repented the Lord. And the Lord said, yep, the time of their destruction is near. So the time is near of destruction of this place going down. And it shall fall and not rise again, because none of the kingdoms of this planet will ever rule ever again. Let's go real quick to, I'm not sure if that's Revelation. I think it's 14:14. Let's see. Nope. Let's try Revelation 11. It might be 11 and 14. Nope. Yep, 15. Revelation 11:15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there was great. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me put this over here, because we got to go back to that. So it shall not rise again. Why? Because Yahushua is coming to destroy this place. Now let's go from there to Revelation chapter 16. So like I'm a little scatterbrained today. Revelation 16 and 15. It says, Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Right, that's dealing with the truth. Not having the truth in your spirit. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which is Armageddon, which means the mountain of the troops. This is all the masses of these different armies around the world being gathered together over there in the Middle East to bring about the end. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, It is done. Yeah, because it is done. It's finished. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake. See, once again, that great earthquake. What's going to cause that? The missiles pelting down on the earth. Such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great, because this is going to usher in the new kingdom of heaven. Of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai / Yasha Allah. It says, so mighty an earthquake and so great, and the great city, which is America, Babylon the Great, was divided into 3 parts, because the 3 parts is a representation of the sons of the Most High, the sons of men, and the sons of the wicked. The sons of the Most High are the Israelites, the sons of men are the other nations, and the sons of the wicked are the Edomites. And the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon fell in remembrance. And great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Yeah, because in the hand of the Lord there is a cup. Psalm 75 and 7. It says, but the Most High is, 8. For in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same, but the dregs of the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. So the Lord is going to bring that wrathful vengeance in the form of fire upon the planet. It says, and every island fled away, back in Revelation 16:20, and every island fled away, and the mountains were not found, meaning the nations governing, these heathen nations governing, is not going to be found anymore. And there fell upon men, a great hail out of heaven. What is this great hail out of heaven? The missiles. Because when the Apostle John saw it, he saw the missiles coming down. He actually saw the warheads coming down. He saw the missile, the warheads, he saw the whole thing coming down. And he described it as a great hail coming out of heaven, raining down. Because remember, the windows from on high are going to be opened. Every stone about the weight of a talent. A talent is anywhere from 75 to 100 pounds. And that's what those things weigh. I'm not sure what a warhead weighs. I may have looked it up before, but I don't remember. If a brother knows, they can post it in the comment section. And men blaspheme the Most High because of the plague of the hail. Yeah, because it's going to be devastating. They're going to be scared. They're going to be screaming. They're going to be cursing the Most High. For the plague thereof was exceeding great. And that's what's going to make the earth rock to and fro like a drunkard. All right. Now let's go from there to Revelation chapter 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. That's talking about the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that we're teaching right now, this truth. And they stood upon their feet, meaning no longer were we in a low state, a low slave state mentally. And great fear fell upon them which saw them. And this is why they're doing the things that they're doing. Because they're afraid. Because they see in the children of the Most High standing up. They're in that Acor spirit. When they come together and they please the Most High works for them. Okay, well, I tell you what. Why don't you stick your head up your ass and see how you like that? Huh? Goddamn clown. Somebody got him. Cool, man, cool. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Right. A great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Where did they go to? And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, meaning a chariot. And their enemies beheld them, because they're going to be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, far beyond anything that they look for. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, right? Once again, a great earthquake that shook this world. And the 10th part of the city fell, which is dealing with America. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, meaning a complete number. Anyone on the soils of America will be totally annihilated by the fire in that day. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Most High power of heaven, right? Because, if we be the elect, Lord's will we are, we're even going to be nervous and scared when that day comes. But we're still going to be praising the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. A warhead is about approximately 700 to 800 pounds. Okay. So I got to do a little more research on that. But the water to the elder Hawad. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. This is dealing with World War II ending and World War III quickly approaching. And we're at that time right now. The latest video Elder Pastor did with the breaking news. What was that? Was that Article 5? Pretty much any threat or harm that comes to any NATO nation is an attack. Any attack on any NATO nation is an attack on all. And Biden said we're gonna told Putin's Elder Sakaran's word. He told him, we're gonna defend every inch. So the drums of war are gearing up. Now, going back to Haggai 2 and 20. It says, and again the word of the Lord came unto Haggai in the 4th and 20th day of the month, saying, speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth. So the Lord is about to do a great shaking in the earth. And I will overthrow the thrones of kingdoms. This is what Yahushua is coming to do, beginning with Esau's kingdom. And I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen, because the heathen kingdoms have to go down in order for Yahushua / Yasha Allah's kingdom to come up. And I will overthrow the chariots, meaning their planes, their helicopters, drones, their tanks, their military weapons, and those that ride in them. See? And the horses and the riders shall come down, meaning the planes and whatever vehicle they have. Going to come down, every one by the sword of his brother. Yeah, because they're going to be fighting against each other. And then they're going to turn from that and turn to Yahushua to fight against Yahushua. And that day, saith the Lord of hosts, will I take thee, O Zerubbabel, my servant, the son of Shealtiel, saith the Lord, and will make thee as a signet. Right, because Zerubbabel is going to be raised back up. And Zerubbabel, which is also King David and many other great men, if you could receive it, the Apostle Peter, is going to be raised up, which is King Masha. All right? If you can receive it. And make thee as a signet, for I have chosen thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts. And the word Zerubbabel means destroyer of Babylon, if I'm not mistaken, something along those lines. All right, the destroyer of Babylon. So the Lord said he's coming back to take down the thrones of the kingdoms and the heathen nation kingdoms. And when that goes down, Revelation 11:15, and the seventh angel sounded, and there was great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. So once this place goes down, there's going to be rest and relaxation and, rulership forevermore. Because wickedness shall not, or affliction shall not rise the second time. Everyone's asking if Jake is going back into captivity and slavery. No. Daniel 2:44, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Right, the other nations will never get it again. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever, right? Because Yahushua is coming to claim his stake, or to stake his claim. All right, so with that, this has been a great earthquake. I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. Till the next time I say Shalom.